Okay, Gemini, we're going to begin your reading. So as you can see, we have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. The Hierophant is associated with Taurus, which is a fixed earth sign, the fixed earth sign. It is the card, of tradition, the doctrine of tradition. He's supposed really to represent the Pope. It's also known as one of the marriage cards. You see little X's on his feet, which are very much like the rune Gibo, which means the union of opposites. He has these, monks that are sitting at his feet that will pretty much do anything to avail themselves of his teachings. But anyway, it speaks to everything traditional. So I don't know if that means anything to you. If either you've started a very traditional course of study, or you're about to get married, or marriage is on your mind, or someone's about to ask you to marry them. I don't know, but it's interesting. It is important what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's look at your issue, Gemini. Well, this is definitely your reading. Gemini, so this is one of your major arcana cards. This is, I think, the best card in the whole deck, the Lovers. So it's the sixth major arcana card. The number 6 is also known as the soulmate card. The 6 of Cups, for example, is also known as the soulmate card. The number 6 usually signals soulmate. But this card has a little bit of a deeper meaning to that. This card says that to deny a spiritual connection is wrong. It's the wrong choice to deny a spiritual connection. You'll see here that beautiful mauve color. Archangel Raphael is there with a mauve color cape that is supposed to represent spirituality. There's a mountain that really points towards the angel, indicating that it's a spiritual connection. The woman is looking up at the angel, wondering if he is the right spiritual choice. He's just kind of looking at her. So this has to do with a potential soulmate. Okay, we're going to look at the challenge. Whoa, could be fire sign. Page of Wands. So if this is your challenge, this may be, you may know who your soulmate is. Where do you get this catalyst, this get up and go to get this going? I'll pause on the tape. So Gemini, just before I move on from the issue and the challenge, just looking now at the Lovers being the issue and the Page of Wands being the challenge, there's a couple of meanings here. It could be that you already know that your right spiritual choice is a fire sign, perhaps. Page of Wands is generally Sagittarius, but it can be any, young fire sign. It's also sort of, so if it isn't a fire sign, what I see this issue and challenge for you is that you may, I believe that your soulmate is in the near vicinity, and you may or may not know who it is. But here, the Page of Wands is sort of like a fire starter, okay? A catalyst. It's a sudden burst of energy that gets things going. It's also being up for the challenge. The page here, you'll see that she's looking up at that rod, and she is up for that challenge. She's looking up and saying, I'm up for this. Her feather is pointed up. Feathers are associated with communicating with the gods, so there's communication. This also is heavily associated with messages, okay? All pages are associated with messages. The Page of Wands is associated generally with an incoming message. So you might want to check your inbox, okay? If you blocked anyone, unblock them. There's a lot of vitality there, the oranges and the reds, all the colors of the root chakra, the sacral chakra, passion, action, passion, vitality, getting things going. It's like a fire starter, like a catalyst. Okay, so depending on what Gemini you are, you should be able to figure that out. All right. Let's look at instead of looking at what's crowning you, okay. So this is nice. Okay, talking about messages. Look at your subconscious energy that's coming in here. So you know you've got a message coming. Oh, yeah. The timing with this card is now. You better check your inbox now, okay? So this is Mercury in Sagittarius. There's fire. There's the planet of communication. And Sagittarius, geez, you could be involved. Your right spiritual choice might be Sagittarius, but that's too much of a generalization to make right now. This is fast incoming communication. There's a timing element associated with this card, which is... Sorry, I got cut off there. I don't know where my little Bluetooth thing went. I'm going to have to find it in the next break. The other thing about this card, this is the only minor arcana card that doesn't have either a human being or a human being's body part in it. And it's closely, it derives directly from the Ace of Wands. You might recall that rod, the Ace of Wands, with the 8 little fertile leaves that are flowing off it, and that the 8 leaves are supposed to bring us to this. So what that tells me is that you have already grabbed that opportunity when it came to you, and so you're this tells me that you're already en route, okay, to your destination. Okay, we're going to look at what crowns your reading. Okay. You're feeling trapped by something. You know what it could be? You know what I always say? These two people, the right spiritual choice sometimes means taking apart an existing relationship. But to deny a spiritual connection is wrong. You may feel there may be a Gemini feeling trapped in a marriage, or you may be seeing someone who's feeling trapped in a marriage, or right now you just may be feeling trapped. This is one of your minor arcana cards. This is Jupiter in Gemini. So this is what happens when Jupiter's in your sign. Okay, because Jupiter expands. Look, this woman has tried to run away. Her home is way in the background. I don't know if you can see the castle there. So she's run away. The swords represent her worries, her troubles. What is going on with the lighting? The swords represent her worries, her troubles. She's run away. The farther she runs away from home, the less that she can see, unfortunately it's not a stage card. So, you are worrying too much. I mean, this card is what happens when you expand negative thoughts. Okay. So this is easy to get out of you. You just have to change the way that you're thinking and think more positively. Little break in the tape. Okay. So just before I get off the topic of the 8 of Swords, oh my God, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry. No, I just remembered. Look, there's something very important about the color of her dress, okay? It represents passion, okay? So a strong desire, yeah, here it is, it's not working. It represents a strong, there's a strong passion, a strong desire for something that you feel like you can't get, but you can, okay? So the point of this is that the restrictions are all in your head, okay? So don't let Jupiter expand the negative thought, okay? I'm going to try to hook I haven't hooked it up to Bluetooth. 1 second, Gemini, hold on. Okay, Gemini, continuing. Okay, let's have a peek into your recent past. Okay. Wow, Gemini, this is really cool. There's lots of air in this reading. So we have the Ace of Swords. So in the recent past, you may have gained some very... What is going on with the lighting? I really don't know what's going on with the lighting there. Sorry. In the recent past, you may have gained some clarity on something. Or this could represent a victory. Okay. I'm seeing that there was a bad and a good side to it for you. Of course, this card is a double-edged sword. There's some olive branch coming down on one side and palm on the other. One represents misery, the other peace. So, in gaining that clarity, there might have been a good side to it, but a bad side as well. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, and that may be causing this. All right. Near future, Gemini. Oh, what more could you ask for? Okay, Gem, you got the 9 of Cups there. So we got Jupiter and Pisces. What am I seeing here for you? I'm just seeing you being very content. This is a wish. This is, you're the querent because you're the one being read for. And when the 9 of Cups shows up, it's normally the querent's wish will be granted. However, the message to this card is that this person is happy. He looks happy. He looks content. He looks a little conceited, a little complacent, maybe. Maybe a little guarded, too. And what he hasn't done is he hasn't turned around and lifted up the blue tablecloth, which is sort of covering that banquet table. But, and the bench that he's sitting on, although it's not a stage card, the bench that he's sitting on, it's not cold and concrete, but it looks an awful lot like the bench that the woman in the 2 of Swords sits on and the guy in the 4 of Pence sits on. So he may be fooling himself that he's happy. One sec, Gem. Oh, wait. Yes, I mean, nobody could ever call this a bad card. But the point of the card is, are you gonna turn around and lift up the tablecloth to see if your correct spiritual match is there? Anyway, it's a great card to have in your near future. Nobody can say anything bad about the 9 of Cups. Okay, so what tools? Oh, wow. Okay, you might be resurrecting, healing something. There may be an Aquarius involved in this. An Aquarius or a Capricorn I'm seeing. But it doesn't have to be. But there's definitely somebody... these are your tools. Somebody sees you as the star. Somebody wants to resurrect something with you. These are your tools. The 8-pointed star always represents resurrection. Okay. This card is a major arcana card of Aquarius, but it's your tools. 7 chakras are there. I see that somebody sees you maybe as having natural healing powers, or they just look up to you as being their star. Those are your tools, okay? Now we're going to look at outside influences that are just going to impact on the matter. Okay, Gemini, you're just going to have to be patient here. So we've got Saturn and Taurus. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So probably, Gem, you've done a lot of work. You have put a lot of work into a project. You may be, or a relationship or whatever, you may be at the point where you're kind of thinking, look at this guy. He's like, am I going to stand here? How much longer am I going to stand here and wait? Should I just go try knocking on somebody else's door? But no, you got to wait because the crops are going to grow. Okay, it's Saturn and Taurus. So this young farmer is restricted only by the slow-moving growth, the time that it takes for the earth to produce, for things to grow. But you will have quite a harvest to reap in the end. So don't walk away. You're just going to have to be a little patient, okay? That's your only restriction right now is time. This is looking great so far, by the way, Jem. All right, your hopes and fears. Oh, you want someone to show a little bit of emotion, I think. Or you're after a Cancer. This is a Queen. This is a Cardinal. This is Cardinal Water. This is a beautiful sign of Cancer. But the main message of this card is, sorry, Gemini, the main message of the card is being comfortable with your emotions and with whatever's in your subconscious, bringing from the subconscious to the conscious realm. So as your hopes and fears, you're either hoping, maybe you're hoping to feel something for someone, or you're hoping that someone will express their emotion, or that when you express your emotion, this person will be able to handle it, because the Queen of Cups is the most comfortable queen with emotions, and especially subconscious memories. There's water all over the place. There's a giant seashell there. There's mermaids in her throne. There's water everywhere. And all queens are elementally water. So just imagine Queen of Cups is like water on water. So this has something to do with you hoping that someone will be able to handle their emotion, maybe, or that I think you want someone to express emotion. I think that's it. Or that when you express emotion, that they will be comfortable with it, because the Queen of Cups is right. Yeah, it's either or. This is a really important partner. I believe this is a love reading. It's going to lead to this, which is marriage. Here comes the dilly-dally that I always do before I turn over the outcome card. I'm just going to do it. Wow, thank God. Whoa, this could be marriage. So we've got the World, okay? Whoa. So this card, okay, so what does it represent? Going from one cycle of your life into the next cycle, but it's a successful completion from one cycle of life into another. So it's sort of like getting married, having a baby, or retiring, moving into, your sort of fun life, after you retire. It's just these cycle. It's really moving from one major cycle of life to another. You'll notice that the little red ribbons there, see the red ribbon at the top, it's sort of wrapped around like an 8, like the infinity sign, and the one at the bottom, representing the never-ending cycle of life, the cycles. The woman, tarot doesn't have any problem showing genitalia or body parts, but she's sort of androgynous, which sort of represents a union of everything. It's really good, Gemini. This is looking amazing.